stories. I'm going to try and clear up some confusion on what I mean by stories. I was actually going to do a third-party video today, but instead I'm back to trying to get you guys to understand what I mean when I say a story. This is Susie, your beautiful millionaire swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos, and I will love you forever. I am a life coach, and if you are interested in working with me one-on-one or wanting to join my paid Facebook group, please check out my website below. In my paid group, we are going to be doing a yes challenge. So if you want to find out more about the yes challenge, check out my paid Facebook group. So let's talk about stories, because I'm literally turning blue that I've gone green. Y'all know Susie hates Valentine's Day because I lost somebody very dear to me and I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I, on the other hand, love St. Patty's Day. My grandmother says the only time I can claim to be Irish is when it is St. Patrick's Day. And I have to wear green. I can't do orange because apparently in history, orange is for Protestants, green is for Catholics. And she was very Catholic. To the fact that she died, she still said Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, not the new way of Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Well, we're going to use her as a little bit of an example today about a story. So my grandmother was raised in a Catholic orphanage after she came over from Ireland because her parents died. She stayed there until she was 16. So this book, she knows, it's the Bible. And the Bible is made up of lots of stories. Well, here's the beauty of my Bible. It's color-coded. So you go to any chapter, any verse, and it's color-coded. And I love this color coding because when the people knock on my door and want to tell me a quote out of the Bible, I can go to my color coded Bible and I can pull up whatever they're telling me and I can see if they're taking the quote in context of what it was meant to be. So each little section is a story. The Bible is one big book. But as you can see, it is made up of different stories. And on this page, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different stories. There are 18 different stories. Now, I'm not going to read each one of these 18 different stories, but then you also know I'm a huge Elvis fan. I love Elvis. He's the bomb. So I have the Elvis Encyclopedia. Now, in the Elvis Encyclopedia, it tells you about his life. Well, this is 1960. The title is Getting Back on Track. See, in 60, he was no longer in the military, I believe. Let's go here. There's a little clip about when his mother died. 1956, blast off. 1960, getting back on track. 1959, Priscilla. 1967, wedding bells ring. Let's see, then we have 1970, moving on. Your life is not made up of one story. It is made up of a book of stories, just like Elvis's Encyclopedia or the Bible. You are a TV show. And I don't care what TV show you pick. Pick anybody, any TV show. Once a week, the TV show is put on the air. Supernatural has 15 years of shows. How many episodes were in a year? And each episode was approximately a week in the boy's life. So that told a story about them hunting some form of a monster. And each episode was potentially a different monster. Some episodes were a series of fighting the same monster, like the Leviathans. That wasn't one episode, that was like a half a season. I mean, it was long and drawn out, and I was like, oh God, please get rid of these creatures. I don't like them anymore. This is what I'm talking about. You, at the end of your day, every day, 365 days of the year, have a minimum of 365 stories. Do you remember every single day, 86,400 seconds a day, verbatim? No, you don't. If you have a diary, you write in your diary, "Dear diary, today was an amazing day. I got back together with the love of my life. We had an amazing Valentine's Day. He sent me a good morning, beautiful text. And then a little while later, I got a knock on the door, and there was a delivery man, and he brought me the most beautiful flowers. They were amazing orchids, and they're the beautiful monkey orchids. I loved these monkey orchids. They were beautiful. It also came with a box of chocolates and a beautiful bracelet in a box. A couple of hours later, I get a knock on the door, and the love of my life is standing out there. And he brought Chick-fil-A. And he had a breakfast sandwich with tater tots and a coffee, because Chick-fil-A does this amazing cold mocha coffee. It is awesome. And then we sat on the couch and we talked and we worked out our differences because we had the most freeing conversation. And then we went out for dinner. And we went to Applebee's and we had the 2 for, $26, $27 meal. I got the steak with garlic mashed potatoes and a double helping of garlic mashed potatoes because I really like their garlic mashed potatoes. And we had the appetizer of mozzarella sticks. What else did we do? We came home and we snuggled on the couch and we watched Fast and Furious 5 because I don't do chick flicks. And we had an amazing evening snuggling on the couch, eating popcorn, and then we went to bed and we made love all night. That's a story, but it has, you got a good morning text, so that's one story. You got a delivery, that's 2 stories. He showed up with Chick-fil-A, that's a 3rd story. You had a conversation, that's a 4th story. You went out to Applebee's, that's number 5. You watched Fast and Furious, that's 6. You went to bed, you made love all night. That's 7 different stories that I told about what happened on Valentine's Day. Because if you were actually telling your best friend, that's exactly what you would do. So let's talk about another TV show. How about Vampire Diaries? Vampire Diaries is based on Stefan's diaries that he writes in almost every day. But there are some years that are missing because, Klaus made him forget the 1920s. So I don't think that there's really a diary about the 1920s, but then yet they went back to the 1920s. So apparently there has to be pages about what happened in the 1920s because the whole show was based on Stefan's diaries and what was going on at the time and what were the stories about. Somebody was trying to kill the vampires. Somebody turned into a vampire. High school dance. And then we had trying to find the cure because Elena got turned into a vampire. And then we had the story of Stefan being in love with Elena. And then Damon being in love with Elena. And Stefan was with Elena. And then Damon was with Elena. And then Caroline was with Matt. And then she was with Tyler, and then she was back with Matt, and she had a little foray with Klaus, and then she winds up with Stefan, and then she's with Rick, who died and comes back and has twins. Oh, that Caroline the vampire carried and is helping to raise. So there was 8 seasons of the Vampire Diaries. How many different stories were there in there? Because you had Jeremy, you had Bonnie, you had Elena, you had Damon, you had Stefan, you had Caroline, you had Klaus, you had Elijah and Rebecca, you had Matt's sister, I can't think of her name. I do apologize. You had the council, you had Sheriff Forbes, you had the mayor, who was Tyler's dad, who died, and then Tyler's mom became the mayor. I mean, there were so many characters that you had all these plots. So your life is made up of all of these characters. So you have a story that you run about your mom. Is she a good mom? Is she a bad mom? You have a story about your dad. Are they a good dad or a bad dad? You have a story about your best friend. Well, you had this best friend since you were in school, and that's Caroline and Elena and Bonnie. But they don't always get along. Sometimes they don't talk to each other. And then they come back together because they're best friends. They find their way back to each other. You have love stories. You have plot twists. You have a life in that show, and everybody's hooked on it. Let's talk about Twilight. You have Edward, the diamond glittered vampire who's in love with the girl, and again, I do apologize, can't think of her name. And then you have Jake. Jake is gorgeous, like the wolf. He's absolutely gorgeous. And when the girl is cold, Edward can't keep her warm, so Jake shows up. And he rubs it in Edward's face because Edward is a vampire and he's cold-blooded and he can't warm her up. But Jake can because he's a wolf. Let's talk about the originals. You have the story of Klaus and Haley, and Haley's having Klaus's baby. Now, we're not going to get into the phonetics. How does a 1,000-year-old vampire get a wolf pregnant? I don't know. But he did. Haley shows up. Klaus doesn't want Haley because he's still in love with Caroline. So what does he do? He lets Elijah have Haley. He doesn't care. He's like, oh, my brother's in love with my baby mama. Whatever. These are stories that entertain us on TV. Well, our life does the exact same thing. It entertains us. And sometimes the stories we are telling are really good and empowering. I can manifest anything I want. Other times, the stories are disempowering because you say, I can manifest anything I want, but my specific person. So you can manifest money, jobs, free drinks, free food. You can manifest purses, clothes, trips, lottery wins. You can manifest going to the moon. It's all wonderful. But the one thing you want to manifest, you tell the story that you can't. And this is what I'm talking about with stories. So I coach people, and you guys know I coach people, and I do not share the private information that they do with me on my YouTube channel. I have a 99.6% success rate at getting people back together because they change their story. Well, let me tell you about the 0.4 that does not get back together with their specific person. One of them, all men are assholes. All men in her life are assholes. So if all men in her life are assholes, how do you expect her specific person to show up in a loving way? And she won't stop saying all men are assholes. She keeps saying it over and over again. Her ex-husband, the love of her life, guys she has to deal with at work and at the store. Even her pets were assholes because they were males. The other one was always talking about their person was dating a younger version of them. That they had to trigger their person so that they could heal their person. And they had to have these disagreements or, fights with them because it was helping them to grow. Well, if you're fighting with somebody and helping them to grow, How is that getting you a relationship? I talk about the fact that I am spoiled. Why am I spoiled? I have all kinds of little stories, enough to fill this book. And if I color coded each one of these stories, like my color coded Bible, well, this little blue one up here at the top would be, I get amazing parking spots. This one here, when I only have 1 or 2 items in my hand, people let me go ahead of them in line instead of waiting for them to check out a basket with 80 things in it. This story, I get tons of free coffee. Now we're going to do a sub story here off of this with a little pink one. The best manifestation I did on free coffee was a box of 625 pods for my Keurig. So I get free coffee and a little sub story. I manifested a box of 625 pods. I manifested 150 pods along with 2 boxes of cream, those little creamers. I've done 50 plus. I don't just do 1 cup of coffee. I do tons of cups of coffee. So this page, both sides of these pages could be, I always get free coffee. I got 625 box of pods from my Keurig. I got 150 plus cream to go with that 150. I got a box of 50. This one, well, let's see, it's a little bit of a longer story, so we could talk about the fact that I was sick and everybody thought I was being crabby because I hadn't had coffee. So a bunch of people that I worked with brought me coffee at work. So I got like 4 cups of coffee that day because people kept saying, Susie, drink coffee. Susie, where's your coffee? I can't taste it. So if I couldn't taste it, why was I going to waste my coffee? This one, somebody offered to trade me something that they wanted done for a box of coffee. This story, let's see, I went to Starbucks. They messed up my coffee order. So they gave me my coffee and a free hot chocolate because they did a white chocolate peppermint mocha in a hot chocolate instead of a white chocolate peppermint mocha coffee. Let's see, I went to Dunkin' Donuts and they messed up my order and I got 2 free coffees with my donuts. What else did we do? Like, see where I'm going with this? Your sub stories are the things that you remember, but you don't remember 86,400 seconds of every day. So you have dominant stories. My dominant story, I always get free coffee, and it comes in unique and fun ways. I mean, who would think my neighbor would moved in and knocked on the door and said, hey, do you know anybody who uses a Keurig for their coffee? And I'm like, I do. Well, do you want this box of pods? Heck yes, of course I want this box of pods. Wouldn't you? I mean, I have a coffee problem. New coffee mug even, and this one's got swans all over it. I have another coffee mug. I used to have a coffee collection, and each coffee cup has a story on how I got it. Some were birthday presents. One I won from a radio station because I think I was the only girl, and they gave me flowers in a coffee mug for my birthday. Let's see, another coffee mug was gotten from Alabama, and I had that coffee mug for like 20 some years, and it broke. I still miss that coffee mug. It was the perfect weight. This cup is the perfect weight, and it's swans. How cool is that? Your stories that you are dominantly telling, they can be a short phrase. I can manifest anything but my specific person. I am happily married to my specific person. Why am I happily married to my specific person? I feel instantly, absolutely, positively. Why do I instantly feel absolutely, positively amazing? To be loved by Jared, knowing things are different. And yesterday we got married. All of these questions about my specific person. And then somebody will go, but Susie, we're in no contact. But Susie, I haven't talked to him in a year. But Susie, he's ghosted me. But Susie, he's not being nice to me. But Susie, he's disrespecting me. But Susie, he's not being kind to me. But Susie, I'm talking to him, but he's not being romantic. It's just generic. Your story is, I'm talking to him, but it's generic. And you don't even appreciate the fact that he sent you a generic text. I am really struggling because I don't understand how you don't understand what a story is. We all read books. We all watch movies. We all see TV shows. We watch a YouTube video. We veg watch series, entire series in days on Netflix. And those are stories. Sit down. Get a journal, get a diary, and write down every day what your life is like. And notice a running theme, because I challenge you to write down your daily things that go on in your life. And then I'm going to double challenge you, because I want you to put it in the comments below. And I want you to tell me about your day. What happened today? Well, obviously today is a good day, even though it's colder than hell outside. I got a shower. I got to do my hair because we still have electricity. Yes, they're going to be doing rolling blackouts because we're in this freeze and they're saying we may not have enough electricity. So I don't know how long I'm going to have electricity done today. So it's a good day because I've got up earlier and I was able to talk to most of my clients. The ones that I have calls with this afternoon already know if I disappear, it's because I lost electric. My kitchen is clean. I have food that I made yesterday when I got electricity back, so I have stuff that I can eat today. So if I lose electricity again, I don't have to worry about eating. So I spent the day preparing for worst case scenario. But yet it's been very fun because I've had some amazing conversations this morning. What conversations are you having with your friends, your family, your Facebook groups, your Instagram groups, your little chat groups of manifesting buddies? Because those conversations that you have are your dominant thoughts. You can't talk about the fact that you are saying 1,000 times a day, I am wealthy, which I don't teach. I manifest by saying it when I think about it. I put it in a question because your brain bypasses the resistance and looks for an answer when you ask a question. If you answer the question, which I teach you to do, what happens? You gave your brain a reason as to why you got whatever it was you wanted. I also teach you to do feelings in questions. Why do I instantly feel absolutely positively amazing to be happily married to Jared? My brain has to search for reasons why. And then if I answer it with a silly answer, just because I asked this question, it's a silly answer, but it's a true statement. I am putting it out there that says, what I want, I got. My teachings have not changed from my core principles, which is change your story, ask better questions. I added praise and the swan technique. I added praise because so many people were doing 1,000 affirmations every day. And if you remember, I made fun of the clicker. Let's all get a clicker and do each affirmation 1,004 times a day. That's too much work. It doesn't allow you to live your life. Go generic. When you think about the love of your life, why am I happily married? Yes, I'm happily married. Isn't it wonderful? I'm happily married. Are you happy in your relationship? I know people that are living with their specific person, trying to change the relationship, but instead of asking why are they happy that they're living with this person, they think they're doing something wrong. Or they're like, is this person happy in this relationship? I mean, it's not the way I want it to be, so are they happy? Your words one word can drastically change your life for the better. So you're talking about no contact. Isn't it wonderful we're now talking? Because I'm being accused that my words cast a spell. So if I'm going to cast a spell, I'm going to cast a spell with my words that empower my life and add value to it rather than take away the things I want. So we're going to use money for this. So I'm going to walk around and say, why do I consistently make $10,000 a month? Yes, I consistently make $10,000 a month. No matter what, I consistently make $10,000 a month. And then I'm going to be like, oh, I had a $200 day. I'm getting closer to my goal. Oh, I had another $200 a day. I had another $200 a day. I think this month I'm at $3,000 and it's halfway through the month. And I'm really, really thrilled that I've made $3,000 already this month. And I still have like 12 days left to go to hit my goal. What I'm not doing is saying, well, my goal is $10,000, so I still need to figure out how to come up with $7,000. Where am I going to get the extra $7,000 to hit my goal? What do I need to do? What am I doing wrong? What do I have to change? Do I need to do an Instagram post? Do I need to do a Facebook post? Do I need to do a video? Do I need to hit up clients to see if they need some coaching? What do I need to do to get this? I'm struggling to figure out how to come up with that extra $7,000 to meet my goal. I'm a third of the way there. I'm doing amazing. It's wonderful. I get to help people change their lives for the better and enjoy the snowstorm. I can be sick and not worry because my clients know that I'm not disappearing on them. They trust that I'm still going to be there for them, but they want me at full point. They don't want me sick going, It's why when I'm sick, I may not do a video because I don't want to give you a half-assed video. It's Valentine's Day. I hate Valentine's Day. So we've already changed my couch around on Valentine's Day. And then I was talking to somebody who called and they're like, you got rid of your Valentine's Day stuff. Absolutely, positively did. It's all gone. Bye-bye. It's packed up, put away. I won't see it until next year. I preferred to celebrate February 13th, the anniversary of the passing of my friend, who was like a big brother to me. So if somebody truly knew me and loves me, they're going to do nice things for me on the 13th. But they're not going to text me Happy Valentine's Day on the 14th because they know it doesn't mean anything to me. Tragedy is what we keep creating over and over and over in our lives with the words that we are talking about. Start using your words and asking yourself, why do you feel good that you want this relationship? Why do you feel good to be able to make this amount of money? Why do you feel healthy? So I wrenched my back. And all I've been saying is no matter what, my back feels better. Yes, my back feels better. And because I've been saying that, within hours, I was able to walk normally. Within hours, my nose started feeling better because I started doing it then for my nose. Our words are extremely powerful. The tools, the techniques, and the tips, all they are there for is to help you stay in the story. So if you script, if you do I am statements, if you do why questions, how questions, if you write gratitude journals, appreciation journals, if you manifest with no matter what, or the word yes, if you manifest just by telling a different story, you're going to change your life. But if you don't change the story first, all of those techniques aren't going to work because you cannot say I am wealthy and tell a story about living paycheck to paycheck. You cannot say I'm happily married and then tell a story about being ghosted. You have to look at every day of your life like an episode on a TV show. What is entertaining you? What is adding value? and what word, phrase, story, chaos, drama thing happened that you want to let go of. And you don't let go of it by saying, I'm no longer going to say the word drama. You replace the word drama with fun and entertaining. So my ex-husband creates a lot of drama. Instead of saying he creates a lot of drama, my ex-husband is now entertaining me in a fun way. It's how I deal with the narcissist. He's entertaining me in a fun way. Because if it's fun, I'm laughing. If it's fun, I'm enjoying it. If it's drama and chaos, and I'm having to race across town at 4 o'clock in the morning because something is going on, that's not good entertainment. I would turn that show off on Netflix and find something else to watch. I tell you guys all the time, you want your specific person, go watch Lucifer. Y'all know Susie loves Lucifer. Go watch him and do the opposite of what he does. Because what does he do? He tells everybody, God put Chloe in his path, so she really doesn't love him. He made it happen, so he doesn't know if it's true or not. Let's talk about Stefan. Stefan talks about how Damon is in love with Elena. And he doesn't want Elena with Damon. Damon tells Elena all the time, I love you, and then he erases her memory so she doesn't remember. And then he said, if I'm going to get in trouble, screw it. I'm going to do something to get in trouble for. And he'll kiss her. Who won? Damon. Because he never deterred from the fact that he loved Elena and that Elena was going to love him back. He never said, Elena loves my brother, so I'm going to let her go. He said, I still love her, and if she's happy, good. But he could see she wasn't. So he was always telling her he loved her. I will always choose you. I will always protect you. If the choice becomes the witch or you dying, the witch dies. And Bonnie became his best friend. Think about what you are creating and compare it to the TV show you're watching. Go binge watch your Netflix show with a question of, yes, this is helping me manifest my dream life. Why is the show helping you manifest your dream life? Because you are seeing what the characters are doing wrong and you're doing the opposite. You don't understand what a story is. Start saying, yes, I understand what a story is. Yes, I get how easy it is to change my story. No matter what, I understand the concept of what a story is, and now using the tools, the techniques, and the tips has drastically changed my life for the better. Because until I changed my stories about struggling and nothing working in my life and all the drama and the chaos that kept ensuing, until I created life was fun, life was amazing, I was spoiled, and things magically showed up in my life on a daily basis, I was living in my own hell loop. And changing your hell loop so you don't have to go through what I did is why I do what I do every single day of my life. And I have helped people from the time I was a teenager. And I will continue helping people until the day I die. I don't dumb myself down. I don't tell you you're doing something wrong. I tell you we have to change your words so that this empowers your life. And I help you create that empowering story. That's why I have a 99.6% success rate in getting people back together with the love of their life. When it comes to everything else that they manifest, if you change your story, I have a 100% success rate. Sometimes it takes people a while to grasp it. Other times it goes lightning fast. But until you change the story, nothing in your life is truly going to change. I hope this cleared up your confusion. If you are still confused, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Do not say, I am confused. And just leave that as a comment. Say, Susie, I'm confused. This is what's going on in my life, and I'm not sure what you mean by changing the story. Because I will go through and read the comments. And if you tell me why you are confused or what you need to change, I will help you to try to change that story. But until you are willing to accept that you have to ask a better question in order to get the proper answer to be able to drastically change your life for the better, I don't know why you're confused, because I'm not a mind reader, and it's not something that I want to even attempt to create. You guys have an absolutely positively amazing day. If you are in the path of the storm that I have been going through, I still have 2 more days to get through because there is more snow coming in Wednesday into Thursday. Friday, we're supposed to be above freezing, so fingers crossed, it'll be the first time in 2 weeks or more if we get there. Stay safe, stay warm, and as always, leave me a comment and let me know how I am drastically changing your life for the better.